And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, so happy to be with you tonight. My goodness, the weekend just flew by, didn't it? So happy to have you here tonight. My name is Nicholas Viselli. I am the artistic director of Theater Breaking Through Barriers. Yes, we are indeed coming to you live once again from deep inside the heart of the Thunderdome here in Midtown Manhattan on a really hot, very summer-like day. And I want to thank you all for tuning in tonight, and I want to welcome you all cordially to Theater Breaking Through Barriers' 5th Virtual Playmakers Intensive, or VPI 5. Time capsule. Can't believe that this is actually our 5th intensive. We started these last year in May, so we've just sort of celebrated our 1st anniversary by kicking off our 5th intensive. It's been pretty exciting. I don't know if you've been watching during the week. I hope you have. If you have not, I will say that you've been missing something truly amazing. That doesn't mean that it's all lost, though. You can certainly see the work that we've been doing on our YouTube channel and certainly on our Facebook page. And later we will have everything archived on our homepage, tvtv.org. But if you're tuned in tonight, lucky you. Today's Sunday. Sunday is always fun day. So, but for tonight's show, I have a real fun treat. I know that sometimes a lot of people on Sundays, they like to sort of hang back and work the crossword puzzle, and they like to sort of challenge themselves. And I'm going to say to you tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to look deeply into your computers, deeply into your computers. We have really an incredible play by an incredible playwright. Enrique Huili wrote this. And Enrique, for those of you who have watched our past intensives, has done several plays for us. He's also performed in several plays, and you will actually get to see him perform, not tonight, but later on in the week. But he came up with a really incredible show. Enrique writes, and he likes to really challenge the audience. He does some really exciting work. So this is the kind of stuff that you'll be able to sort of ruminate on it and think about it and process it and sort of find your way through it. The play is called Something is Far Away, and it was directed to perfection by Eric Nightengale. This is Eric's first time working with us on our virtual intensives, and I know that he worked with TVTV several years ago when we did a reading of a Jeff Tabnick play, which I loved, called Something Truly Monstrous. And he's just an incredible talent. And I just am so thrilled that he's working with us, and hopefully he'll do more. And the cast, gonna blow you out of the water with the cast. Shravan Amin, Richard M. Rose, Jamie Petrone. That's a 1, 2, 3 punch. Without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to talk about it. I want you to enjoy it. So I'm going to turn this over to our golden voiced audio describer, who will be sort of taking you through the action, the brilliant Anne-Marie Morelli. Take it away, Em.
Thank you, Nick. Hello, everyone. I'm Anne-Marie Morelli, and tonight I'll be providing minimal audio description for the play tonight. However, firstly, I would like to remind you that during our virtual Playmakers Intensive, our stage is your computer screen. That said, currently the stage is dark. When the play begins, each character will appear in their own separate box on your screen. Tonight's play is Something is Far Away, written by Enrique Huili, directed by Eric Nightengale. It features Richard M. Rose as Mr. Wilson, a blustery man who enjoys the finer things in life, including his drink. He is wearing a red button-down shirt with black vertical stripes and a black sparkling scarf. Jamie Petrone is Nicole. She is a professional woman. At the opening, she'll be wearing a black coat. And Shravan Amin as Broken, a husband and an anxious, broken man. He is wearing a black zippered jacket. As the play opens, Mr. Wilson appears in a hotel room, primping himself in preparation for his meeting with Nicole.
Hi. Come in, come in.
I really shouldn't.
Yes. Don't be silly. You see, it's safe. I booked this room last night. The hotel clerk was very nice.
I do.
It's all very clean indeed.
It's quite cozy.
Let me take your coat.
Thank you.
Hors d'oeuvre?
Not during these.
Sans songer que les pierres lumineuses de Marie poussant forcer le moufle aux océans poussifs. Tonight, I can dangle your little feet over the oceanic waves of bliss, my dear.
Tonight, I'd like to play by the simple rules. You see, it's been a long week. Cherry was complaining about how long it was taking. I told her at least you have the whole place to yourself. I'm usually always out of her way. She's free to do whatever she wants, whether it'd be keeping the windows open or furnishing her puppeteers. They glitter so much that it's nearly impossible to fall asleep at night.
My daughter likes to keep them close to her at night. She's so paranoid that they will go hungry and die. I keep telling her they're not real. Plus, everything ends, might as well learn it now before it's too late. That always gets me kicked out of her room. It's not my fault. And I always say I will never get any of my drink on her sheets. You see, you gotta get real close to her to kiss her goodnight. Otherwise, how can I know she falls asleep at night? Yes. Falls asleep. I can do that. Would you like a drink, Nicole?
What do you have?
Ah, yes. What do I have? What do I have? Tonight, my dear, come now. You're going to have to get a little closer than that.
I'm going to close the door.
Yes.
Did anyone see?
Of course not.
I don't like standing here for very long. I don't know how many times I have to keep telling you that.
I know. Believe me, no one can see you. And it's not that big of a deal.
Excuse me?
Yes.
I'm leaving and you need to.
Okay. Listen, I apologize. You just look so elegant with the hall light illuminating you from behind, wrapping the wondrous tones of your curves. Your bosom speaks wonders. I can recite Shakespearean quotations, no matter if I'm a man or a beast. I can. Yes.
It's only a hotel, Mr. Wilson.
She removes her coat, revealing a white blouse.
Before we can begin,
Yes.
should be used to this by now.
I know. It's just been a while.
I know.
It's nice to see you.
Yes,
Okay, here.
thank you.
Do you have to do that? It's me.
I like numbers, Mr. Wilson.
How about that drink?
One more second. Yes, I'd love that drink.
Fantastic. Tonight we spring for the lands far beyond. I noticed her staring out the window the other night. It would have been nice if she thought, where's Daddy going? You know, she's never called me that before. I'm allowed to watch her sleep. I'm her father. Of course I won't wake her up. Who cares if I spilled a little on the carpet? It's a child's room. It's meant to get a little messy here and there. What's beyond the horizon? Listen for it there. We have a beautiful Chardonnay. It's the good one, too.
You shouldn't have, Mr. Wilson.
Don't look so gloomy.
Like I said, it's been a long week. I don't know what Cherry wants from me. Either I'm never around or I'm always in my room. It really has nothing to do with her. I kind of like her. She always does her dishes, and I never smell her smoking in the apartment. It's always so cold in there. But I've gotten used to it. I've managed to adapt. Not many people can really see that. Or maybe they just can't feel that. The world might be dead. I don't know. I don't know if I wouldn't even notice a limb not there. Something is always missing. And what's frustrating is I can never find anything to watch anymore. It's an endless scrolling into my own oblivion chamber. The matador sleeps right outside it. But the thing is, I don't think he can see me. I wonder if he's gone headless. Or has he given up on the locks? They must be so rusty at this point. I do find a comfort in the endless supply of material that's brought forth into my chambers. That way I'm always prepared for you, Mr. Wilson.
My nights are always a little bit warmer. You know that.
Where are we setting up for tonight?
Ah, yes. Well, I booked us a really nice room.
I can see that.
And since it's a special occasion,
Is it?
why, yes, I would think so.
I hadn't noticed.
But don't be silly. I've always marked it down in my calendar.
Okay.
Don't be so coy.
Don't assume you know me.
I just wanted to say happy birthday.
It's a nice night, isn't it?
We sure looked out. Would you like to see the terrace? Maybe we can go to the delicatessen across the street.
I'm fine. I won't need anything. I brought your favorite lotion this time.
My, you would think it's my birthday.
So where are we setting up for tonight?
Since it's such a nice room, I thought this time we'd try the bedroom.
What?
The bedroom. Wouldn't that be nice?
Mr. Wilson, I feel like the space right here where the TV is would be perfect. I can reach over there for the controller. I'd love to put on one of your favorite shows.
But I'd like to focus on you.
This is your time, Mr. Wilson. I'm all about you tonight. I want you to ease up and feel my breath all the way down.
Could you get a little closer?
Feel how it warms you up, how nice it smells. It has been a while, hasn't it, Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
And tonight it's only me and you. Nothing else really matters.
Oh, I'm going to put some music on.
Mr. Wilson, only I get to control the music. Do we understand each other?
Of course.
Aren't you a good daddy?
Could you please call me Mr. Carter?
Shh. I'm about to wrap my fingers around. Can you feel, Mr. Wilson?
Mr. Wilson and Nicole leave. Broken enters.
I have this really bad habit of waking up in the middle of the night and always checking to see if the refrigerator door is closed or not. It will start beeping if it's left open. And what worries me is that I'm afraid I won't be able to hear it if I'm asleep. If it beeps all night long, will all the power end up dead in my apartment? I mean, I hardly can keep anything on these days, so I shouldn't have much to worry about. But I recently bought a white noise machine. I set it right next to me. Or sometimes it's perfectly set in the far end corner of our living room. That way, when I'm sitting on the couch, it's always in my peripheral vision. It's nice, I think. I mean, Hannah probably wouldn't like it, but what does she know? It's not like she can see. I think my ears are buzzing all the time, and it's Probably from that damn machine. The amount of times I have to refill it with water is ridiculous. And I understand that it's working overtime because I keep it on all the time and I... What? I am. It's not that at all. Quite frankly, you're speaking to me as... No, it's not. Wait, are you sure? A what? The humidifier? It is... No, it's not that.
He gets up to check.
Okay, fine, fuck it. A humidifier. That explains why it's so damn heavy, am I right? Right. Well, it does its job, that I know. When I enter the building and I go upstairs to my apartment, my fingers are always so tired. It's because I'm afraid well, you know, I'm afraid to combine the mail. I make sure I go through it every day. I sort it out nice and neat because I like to keep her stuff separately. There on the desk. 2 neat piles. I open the drawer and I take out a banana. I peel it very precisely. I have to look straight ahead. Yes, I do. I break the tip off and stick it in my mouth. And I stare. Yes, of course, straight ahead. I try not to blink. There's so many cabinets, documents, all sorts of paperwork. It never really got sorted through. And I don't think a lawyer is needed. What? A banana a day can always keep the landmines further away. No, it's not that. If I had a bottle, do you realize how fast it will affect me at this point? What was that? Hey! Hey, come on! That's not fair! Okay. Shit! Alright, I'm going! I see. No, I won't turn it on. I prefer the lamp instead. I know it's dark, but literally, who gives a flying fuck? Hey! What? Hello? Dumbass. Fuck. Oh, okay. I can do that. But why? Here, right now? No, she won't. I don't think it's important whether she has her keys or not. Everything has been checked in already. No, I won't be. The thing is, well, it's pretty lame, but I'm not allowed to go back. So I've been making sure the place is nice and tidy. And we don't hear any beeping. The work won't allow me to come back at the moment. I feel the place with peaks and a spiral path that just goes down and down. I don't know what happened, but yeah, the bananas are enough. Excuse me, I need to refill the water. What? Why? No, I need to get up. I don't understand. I am listening.
Blackout. Scene 2.
It's only me. I thought I might try you again. What a wild time, am I right? I hope you are doing well. I got a kick out of something the other day. I thought I might share it with you here. You might get a laugh out of it. But I was thinking of you yesterday. Imagine that. I was here. I mean, where else would I be? And I had to get away, so I went to our basement. I could smell the linen behind the furnace, and I remembered how tickled I'd get when I made an appointment with you. You're going to have to let me know if tickled is cute or not. You promise? Anyway, I was thinking of something kind of wild, unconventional, and I would love to hear your thoughts about it. I'm sure you could use the business.
Of course. So I brought some of her things. Yes. No. That's what I was told. They sent me here. What do you mean? Why would you think I would even risk it all? Yeah, I understand. Oh, sorry. I'll put it on properly. Look, I don't mean to be so aggressive. Look. I just want to go see her. What?
I've been very conscious lately. Everything has been halted lately. And I feel like now everyone may be able to understand my own thought process. It's not ever going to be the same again. And what seems to frighten me, I believe that's what I'm supposed to feel like, though I'm not sure I really care. But then I think it over again, and a small part of me wants to see a change in me. That's gotta mean something. Because at first it was kind of fun. I didn't need to wake up so early, get on the train, and have to be at my appointments. I don't think I've had a chance to sleep in on a weekday in over a decade. That molds the mind into a sphere that just keeps extending over and over, edging me to a place I find all too familiar. But it was fun in the beginning. At first, I would wake up, pack a bowl, and smoke my heart out. I didn't even do anything when I was high. I would just sit in my room. Cherry was getting so paranoid about wiping everything down that I stayed most of the time in my room. I tried to take that time to educate myself, but all I did was read the headlines and never touched an article.
Listen, I understand, doctor, that you are under a lot of pressure, but she's my wife. No, you're not listening to me. I have rights, goddammit.
Listen, I was just saying good night. Of course I wasn't going to wake her up. What do you mean? It's what? 1:47 a.m.? I just wanted to make sure everything is all right. How dare you? Is this something you're always going to be accusing me of? You know what? So what if I had a drink or two? You could do yourself a favor and join me instead of being such a bitch.
I'm tired of always just staring at the wall, hoping the time goes faster than my own thoughts. No matter how long I keep looking, I can't fall asleep. Cherry is so young. I feel bad for her during these times. Her youth is being wasted. It's the only thing she's got going for herself. She's gone back to work. They turned the strip club into a drive-through. She says that the fries are really good. I need to ask her to bring me some. That's probably crossing a line with her.
You please talk to me? I understand you're upset with me. Listen, I don't know what came over me. I didn't mean to call you that. You're the mother of my child. Of course I didn't mean it.
The nurses keep switching all the time, and none of them seem to remember my wife's name. It's Hannah. And I just want to know if she got hooked up to the... Wait, where are you going?
I'm starting this new routine, a ritual, you might say. I bought a mocha stovetop just to make single shots. Every weekday, I make a shot of espresso at 4:30 p.m. Hopefully that will work.
I'm doing my best with everything that's happening right now.
Wait, can I ask you something?
I think I'm scared of getting sick.
What do you mean she's afraid of me?
I'm not leaving. You've got to be thinking, you got to be kidding if you think I'm going to leave her alone.
Cherry thinks I'm too old. I can see it in her eyes.
I'll give up drinking, okay?
What? What do you mean you ran out?
Mr. Wilson left me another message. Cherry will still think I'm too old.
I am the mammoth that walks along these walls. My roar can be heard further than the horizon's peak, where the blood moon reigns. I shall grow. Every fiber in me reigns among these lands. I can take my mantle and pour thy wisdom into the fruit of cups. I do not get drunk. You hear me? I am the beast who lives with Shakespearean breath. I can drink loads and giggle at your frowning, because I am a true poet. Yes, love is seeped into my pores, and if I feel like shaking the life out of my daughter, then so be it. You, woman, live under me. You cannot take her away from me. I live inside of her, and she will only be desiring me. Shut up! Once, Thelonious Monk said the only way to achieve true bliss is to mumble your way to the gods' temples. You'll see. You will regret leaving. The virus comes for you, and I, your king, shall bleed no tears for you.
It's true. My father would only ask me to get his pack of cigarettes, and once in a while ask for a glass of water. But that always seemed to piss him off in some way. Was it me? I'm not saying his lack of interest in me had anything to do with how I turned out to be.
Let me see my wife.
It would be so fucking cliche. And I can hear all the girls laughing at me for it. That's not a boat I stand in. When I left, she was tormented. And I gave her breath away. And I knew I would never look back at her corpse. Because in reality, somehow I just never really cared about myself.
She can't breathe. Please, I want to be inside the room with her. Listen, Doc, I don't care. Let me in.
I noticed that my father never really changed his face, and it kind of creeped me out because he seemed to have this permanent grin, and I can never remember him ever leaving his chair. I never could understand how he enjoyed watching that TV when it was so small.
I just want to be in the room with Hannah. How am I supposed to be okay letting her die and not be in the room with her? Please, she can't breathe.
On graduation day, I remember that the sun was setting in a distance. I didn't recognize the sky was bleeding, and I felt very cold all of a sudden. All my classmates were girls, so I knew for sure that I was doomed from the very beginning.
You did this to her. How do you run out of ventilators? This hospital, I swear. All of you, I swear.
One by one, each girl went inside, and it kept getting colder and colder. The moon rose so quickly that it frightened me. Tears were swimming upwards, but I fought them back. Where did my brother go?
Hannah! Can you hear me, my love?
In my cap and gown, with nothing to defend myself, a pack of wolves howled at the moon. All the girls were gone, and the wolves one by one started to surround me. I just wanted to get my diploma and get the fuck out of there.
They call you heroes? Fuck you! Hey, nurse, fuck you! Hey, get off me! Get off me!
Nicole, just please speak to me.
Where did you get this number?
I have something to tell you.
Mr. Wilson, I don't have the time.
I bought them all.
It's really late, and I wanted to
Yes, tell me all about it.
tell you what.
Your wants, your fears.
I've corrected my breathing, in case you haven't noticed.
Oh,
Yeah,
I still have needs.
listen, I need to go.
I know a place.
What place?
They just opened up these hotels.
Really?
Yeah, they're the only ones that will open. It could be tons of fun.
I'm not sure about that.
Are you worried?
I don't know.
It's going to be super safe. That I can promise you.
You can promise me things.
Oh, on the contrary, my darling, I will bring you a magical night.
Mr. Wilson, I really should be going.
At the distance, the sun will be setting and the ice cold moon will rise. You see how big my smile is.
What did you say?
And from there, the temperature will drop and my embrace will be the end cave of life. And at a distance not too far off, you will hear the howls at the moon.
I'm going to hang up now. Do not call this number again.
Wait, but I bought all the hand sanitizers.
I don't work anymore.
I can pay a pretty penny.
Mr. Wilson, things are not going to be the same anymore.
That's why I can create a utopia for us.
I don't have a roommate anymore. I'm left here alone, finally, in my apartment. I've never had my own place before.
Okay. If you want me to come over there, that won't be a problem at all.
I don't think you're understanding me.
But you understand me. You hear how happy I am when I speak to you?
No,
Don't make me beg.
I will report you if you continue to call me.
Please. There isn't anyone to talk to anymore.
Exactly.
She took her away from me.
Your nightmares are no concern to me.
I really don't drink that much. It's ludicrous to think my daughter can even tell I like a good drink.
How about this?
What's that?
I can tell you a secret.
Really?
Yes. But before I do that, we have to make a deal.
Oh, what's the deal?
No, it doesn't work like that, Daddy.
Okay.
You have to agree on the deal before it's even established.
Okay.
I'll tell you the secret and then I'll hang up. Nothing dramatic.
Can't I reply to the secret?
What did I say?
All right. I know.
Are you ready? Can you feel my warmth?
Yes,
Do you remember the hotel?
I do.
Here it comes.
Tell me, please.
In our sessions,
Yes,
you loved to talk.
you're always a good listener. I could tell you anything.
I never once listened to one single word you ever said to me in that hotel.
Who are you?
They said they weren't going to press any charges. It's strange. I'm usually a calm person. You can see that, right? I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a little frightened here. I mean, how did you even get into my place? Right. I understand. Can I move? No? All right. The only reason I wanted to get up was to refill my humidifier. I like how she sings to me. Why? Well, I like to pretend Hannah is still here with me. Is she? You're so cynical. I like that.
Where was I? Ah, yes, the blood. You know, I really appreciate you for coming over.
What do you want from me? What?
That could be an option. I just know that I don't want to be in this apartment alone. Why? Because I can still smell Hannah. And I know she still hasn't forgiven me.
It'll probably get cleaned up later, and I doubt that it will stay in the wood floors. Plus, being in a warm bath is going to feel so nice.
No, I do. That's just not true. I've never done anything to my daughter. Who are you to say something like that to me? Huh? Answer me. You think you can just say and accuse me in my own house? In my home? Do you know where my wife is?
I'm actually not ready. But at the same time, I don't know how to begin tomorrow. Because I know Hannah is still waiting for an answer from me. The truth is, will you not tell her?
I don't want to get cold. Do you think you can do something about that?
Get off me! Hey, that's mine. No, I'm sober than an ox.
The truth is, I was scared to get sick if I went in.
You really want to know? All my life, I've never known what I want. I sometimes wonder if I had any desires.
What? You want to know? Well, that I can tell you. Because I'm a true poet.
I'm scared. But that's not what I want. I'm thinking, I want.
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 Give me death. Why? I'll tell you why.
Blackout. End of play.
Wow. Wow. Oh my goodness. I I don't know. I don't know what even to say here. Just such a powerful play. Such a powerful play. And yeah, just filled with so much. I want to unpack it with everyone. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring back this incredible company. Oh my goodness. Baby Petrone, Shravan, Amin. So wonderful. Where are the rest of you? Oh, there he is, author, Enrique Huili, Richard Rose. And I know Eric is around here somewhere. Where is he? There he is. Oh, Enrique, you. First of all, you always surprise me, and you always deliver. I mean, this was such a powerful play. Oh my goodness. About so many different things. I mean, just the characters, the characters are so well drawn. You really feel sort of this, obviously, this sadness, this loneliness, and this pain from all of them. You feel sort of, to me, it sort of carries in some ways, not only, I mean, you can put this play at any time in our history, but it becomes particularly poignant during this time that we are living through right now. So I'm going to start with you, because I think, again, plays always start with the words. So you had this opportunity to start this play a little early. We just so all of you know, if I didn't say it to you before, with our last intensive, we created a few groups in advance. I wanted to, our theater company used to do a writer's workshop, and we had stopped doing it about, oh my goodness, 12 years ago, something like that. And it was always such a very helpful thing. And so I thought it would be fun to kickstart the writer's workshop by taking 5 of the writers and having them develop the work that they were going to present during this intensive at that workshop. So Enrique was one of the wonderful writers who was part of that workshop. How did this work start for you?
First of all, thank you for your kind words. That's really nice. Yeah, I basically, when I was asked to be part of the workshop, and I've never met Jeff before, Jeff Tapnick. I was really excited with that idea, just because I've never personally been part of a workshop for writing. I've been in workshops as an actor countless of times, because I don't know what I am first anymore. But I was really excited to be part of a writer's workshop, because I personally know that I would just only benefit from it no matter what came out of it, because I like writing stories that are more atmospherically driven than narratively driven. So to be able to present experimental work, maybe you want to call it, to the group, and for them to really digest and help me keep things, cut things, make things more clear, don't have to make things more clear. It was amazing. It was, for me as an artist, just to grow and to hear my story come alive. And so I just wanted to tell us, I knew, since I wanted to write something that was more atmospherically driven, I wanted to write about like longing for something that you can't have. And I think we're all kind of feeling that right now with the pandemic. And so that's what was really driving me to write this play.
And that's it. I mean, you really get that sense of a desire and a sadness. It's this idea of something that you can't have, or maybe, or you can't have it right away. It's really, again, such a poignant piece, but during this time period, I find it particularly poignant, because we're in a time when I think as we move through this pandemic, as we now approach the other end and we start coming out the other side, the automatic knee-jerk reaction is to just go back to business as usual. And yet, how can we go back to business as usual when we've experienced all of this? So there's a lot of things that have not yet been processed, and we still don't know what the other side is. And yet, I think there's got to be a lot of sadness, a lot of grief that has to be processed through all of this. But I think that this play sort of, in many ways, speaks to that. So I'm so honored that you wrote it and that you wrote it during this time. I think it was the perfect moment for this play to come. If you look at the scope of what we've done over the past year, this was the time for this play to come. Eric, I am going to ask you now. Again, the great connector with this is our very dear friend Jeff Tabnick, who I will always refer to as an angel on our shoulder. Jeff is so wonderful, and when he sort of suggested that we reach out to you, I'm so thrilled because you're such a wonderful director, and you're just a wonderful person, a great person to work with. What was it like walking into this process?
Well, I'd also like to say thanks for your kind words, and it's really been an honor to have the opportunity to work with you and with this company again. It's really been a joy on every level. And I will say that for me, Jeff Tabnick is more like a little devil than an angel. He's like, what is it? Swimming to Cambodia, I think, where he talks about being a devil in Ato Fugard's ear, just always whispering. His plays are like that for me. Anyway, I was, as you said, right at the end of this performance, what you said encapsulated my experience of reading the piece for the first time, which was, I have no words. I know this has touched me personally on, in some ways that I can't fully describe or articulate. When I was lost in the woods of this play, I never felt that I would. I felt there was always an undercurrent that was pulling me through, even if I couldn't fully articulate that to myself. So I just wanted to recreate that experience, the experience that I had the first time of reading the play. I wanted to find a way to create that experience to folks that would listen to it. And I guess the way to do that is to embrace mystery, and that we're not going to figure everything out, but that the things that we need to figure out, that is what the characters need from each other and what they're trying to accomplish on a moment by moment basis, that needs to be clear. And if we can intuit that from the performance I certainly did just now, that they're confident that that's happening in a specific way, then we're free not to try to figure out what the playwright's trying to say, but free to make our own personal connections to the piece on our own level and have it impact us. And that was my hope.
Well, it succeeded. I think, Enrique's writing is very, it's very challenging in that way, because especially when you're doing a whole series of plays that have and again, with every bit of respect for all of our writers, that there's a very distinct narrative, a linear narrative. Enrique's plays, a lot of times it's about the pulse underneath. It's about the feelings that are generated underneath. I think that's more what it is. I remember I worked years ago with a director who always described, the director was Simon McBurney, and he always described theater as an athletic event. Theater is an athletic event. And he did a lot of shows where oftentimes he would have actors from different countries on stage, and they'd all be talking to each other in their own language. Or if they weren't, they'd talk gibberish, because it wasn't the words, it was the undercurrent that was the important thing. It was and so if you can tap into that, and it's so very clear, this pulse, you get this sense, you get this sense of longing and loneliness and emptiness. Every one of these characters is devoid of something, and they miss it, and there's a longing to want to get that back.
100%. That's exactly right. They're all wounded, and they're all dealing with recent loss in one way or another, and isolation. Well, absolutely. So, like you said, it's incredibly current.
Yeah. Oh, by all means. So to my actors, I have to, Tucker just reminded me, he's like, we need to wrap this up. It's 20 after 8, and I do want to give you a little bit of a break, and I want to continue the conversation in our next talk back. But I just wanted to ask you very briefly, and then we can talk about it a little, we could expand on it a little bit more in the next session. We are going to be doing another live performance, by the way, folks. Just want to let you know. It's not taped, it's all live. What was this like for you to go through this play? And I'm going to start with you, Shravan, in the middle, Mr. Broken.
It went from being, what the hell is this guy saying? And it makes no sense, to really, and with working through with Eric, really helped me simplify the whole thing and just give this character who's really messed up in the head, who seems to be talking to himself the whole time. But, working with Eric, we kind of simplified it into like his basic needs, his basic wants, and his basic fears, line by line. And that through the end of that, by the end of the process, it became clear what I envisioned for the guy. And then through the words, when the audience sees it, it's up to them to interpret what they feel I said or I felt. If that makes any sense, I don't know.
It makes perfect sense, and I think what I loved about what you did was, there was almost a moment-to-moment stream of consciousness that you were going through that did range from moments that were kind of light and humorous to moments that were very, very like heavy, and that kind of extreme, it sort of helped define who your character was, and it wasn't a thing that you had to sort of realize from the beginning. It was just going through it as it did, and opening that up as it did was really glorious. How about you, Jamie? Oh my God, I'm so proud of you. This is a great role for you, because to play this character that I don't think I've never had the opportunity to see you play a role like this.
Oh, this is my favorite role to play. And I find Enrique's writing, it's so meaty and so challenging. And as an actor, that's what you look for. There's some roles that you play and, you bop in and you're the bright, cheery girl, and that's fine. But when you can sink your teeth into something like this, it just does something for you as an actor. With his work, it's funny because overall, he pretty much wrote in an abstract way. But within that setup, there's all of these instinctual moments that you feel that. It's not about conceptualizing it as much as it is feeling the next moment to moment, because they are all going through these really challenging circumstances that are bringing out those vulnerabilities in them. And I feel like when you can tap into a character that has that vulnerability, that has that strength, but at the same time has these fears that are overcoming that strength, there's so many levels that it just makes it fun. It just makes it interesting. I just love it. So yeah, I told them this is my favorite.
It was brilliant. I mean, you were so brilliant, and I got to see a side of you as an actor that I've never had an opportunity to see before, and I just thought you were wonderful, really, really wonderful.
I appreciate it.
And Richard, I'm sorry I'm leaving you for last, but Richard is I'm always in awe of Richard. He's such a gifted artist. I think also Enrique had this wonderful. He wrote to address you guys, all of you, like that. I think is certainly clear. The characters that you all played were all within you and within your ranges and everything. And Mr. Wilson's character went from this very blustery, Shakespearean type of character.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. To and again, it just, you were able to show this range. How was this? What was this like for you? And you've worked with Enrique before, so.
I have worked with Enrique twice before. Privileged. He wrote a play that I directed and had a ball doing. And Enrique and I had sessions where we were together and we would talk. I remember I read his play for him over the Zoom. Do you remember that, Enrique? And I just read it, just plain old read it, because he wanted to hear it a little bit. And I wanted to mouth the words. This was way back when, and we hit it off. We clicked on so many levels. There were so many interesting things that fascinated him that also fascinate me. And And then I directed him in a play, and then I found a whole other world of Enrique when I directed him in that play.
Mhm.
And Enrique said something very interesting to me a couple of days ago. Now, Nick, you've seen me play these kinds of roles, and you've seen me play very, very heavy roles, both sad but also very mean. But Nick, when I go into an audition, most people cast me for that, happy-go-lucky, buoyant, big smiley guy. And it isn't until you start to learn about me that I end up getting these kinds of roles, because I do have that very dark side and things like that. And I'm a Shakespearean. We all know that. Enrique said, a couple of weeks ago, I think it was, he said, Richard's a nice guy, but I know that Richard, as a nice guy, can play this really terrible character, this really awful guy. And I just had so much fun. And so Enrique really really knew how to push my buttons, so to speak, as an actor. And you're right. When I'm crying there at the end, it's real tears. It's not Shakespearean tears, but the Shakespearean in me. And Eric, my God, he tapped right into that immediately.
Mhm.
And that was so wonderful. And Jamie, Nick, you saw that there wasn't anything I did.
Mhm.
It wasn't handed to me brilliantly by Jamie.
Yeah.
Thank you. My God. Thank you.
Yeah, that's
And
it.
Shravan, when we had that rehearsal, Shravan, a couple of days ago, you'd worked independently and you came back. My God, the play took a whole other dimension that was just, it blew me away.
Yes.
So, we've been working really hard at this, and it was just, this is a dream team. So.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I can't say anything, yeah, it's all superlatives. You guys are the best. And I want to talk more, but it's now 8:27 and I want to give you guys a break. So take a few minutes. Okay. I just want to thank all of you for watching. I'm sorry that we're going a little over here, but I just want to say thank you so much for being a part of this. Thank you for tuning in and seeing this work. Again, if you like it, please tell everyone, tell your family, your friends, just scream it from the rooftops. We will be here every night through next Sunday. Tomorrow night, oh my goodness, we have another wonderful show by the amazing Rebecca Quinn Robertson. The play is called Sisters Weird. We'll talk about that a little bit more. It was directed by another great artist, Stephen Drabicki, and we have an incredible cast. We have Carrie Cox, Anne Flanagan, and Gaia Vishnar. So I look forward for you to tune in tomorrow night at 7:30 to see that. In the meantime, thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you go to our website, friend us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you really love us, click the donate button at the top of our homepage on our tbtb.org. Your partnership is, we take that very seriously, and it only helps to make us better. So thank you all so much. Have a wonderful night all. Bye-bye.